Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today I will be having on somebody who works for Jim Henson's Creature Shop. Her name is Alexis Rudd. She creates puppets. She also does a few other things. And I'd like to have her on the and I'm going to have her on the show today to talk about all that stuff, to find out how she got into creating puppets and working for Jim Henson's Creature Shop and all that stuff. I had seen her on Coffee 20 Creature Features in the Bay Area not too long ago, and I thought, she's pretty interesting. You know, I haven't really seen a puppet maker who's a self-promoter like that. I thought that was pretty interesting, so I wanted to have her on and stuff. And she has an accent. I think she's from England or Australia or something like that, and she seems pretty cool. So yeah, here is my new interview with Alexis Rudd. Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Tommy. Sorry this has taken so long.
It's okay. I mean, we had some bad weather over on this side, too.
Yeah, I'm actually at a friend's house just to make sure that I have cell signal for this. So,
Well, that's a very good friend.
it's all good.
Well, it's such an honor. Thank you for taking the time today. I saw you on Coffee 20 Creature Features, and I'd never seen somebody who works in the world of puppetry, you know, doing self-promotion stuff before. I thought you'd be very interesting to talk to.
Okay, great, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Weird industry, yeah.
Yeah, I bet. So going back to the beginning, was making costumes and puppets, that was something on your radar early on?
Actually, I started off making masks. I did a lot of theatre, and like back in the UK, I was a bit of a live role-play geek for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I started off really getting into the masks, and I used to do lots of drawing, and then I kind of just started sculpting with clay and got really into the 3D aspects of things. And then that kind of translated into making creature costumes, and I'd been making those for a while before I went to university. And I ended up getting a degree in special effects. So I kind of, ended up kind of concentrating on that as my field of study. And then after getting the degree in special effects, I started working for a company in the UK called Artem and worked on some movies. And then kind of got into all that side of things. And then I really got into puppets probably only just over 10 years ago. I was making a short film, and I wanted to put a puppet in it. And then I just really loved making puppets, and I kind of shifted the whole focus away from the special effects and the creature costumes and more into puppetry. And then I discovered the whole world of the Puppeteers of America and puppet guilds and other people that were kind of into it too. And yeah, got really involved.
Wow. So when you were doing the theater in England, were you acting at all?
I was, yeah.
Wow. So you started out as an actress, and then puppetry and costumes was something that just fell into your lap then.
I wouldn't say it fell into my lap. It's more like a crazy hobby. It started out in my garage, and I'd spend like all my spare time doing that. I went to university twice, and when I really was getting into it was the first time I went to university. I also have a qualification in interactive art, and while I was there, I was renting a house in Wales, and that was kind of when I had this garage, and I just started really getting into all my evenings and weekends. I just, my spare time, I just got really into experimenting, but it's never been easy.
Yeah, no career trajectory ever is easy, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Especially on the path that I'm on right now, it's not easy, but it's getting a little easier.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. What part of England are you from?
Oh, I'm from the southeast. I'm from originally.
Essex, okay.
Yeah, so that's east of London. I don't have a typical Essex accent. When I was younger, there was a lot of stigmatism to the Essex accent. It wasn't seen as, I don't know, like it's a lot more accepted now, but it was kind of seen as more of a bit of a dumb accent. I think, people, would judge you for having an Essex accent. So I tried to just change it enough so that, I'm still born and bred English, but I kind of have a made-up accent. I just wanted to sound a bit removed from Essex. So,
yeah, when I first heard you on Creature Features, I couldn't tell if you were English or Australian.
Yeah, a lot of people think I'm Australian or New Zealand or South African. So. Yeah.
I take it as a compliment.
Oh, yeah. I love all those places. I don't get upset at all if somebody thinks I'm from one of those places. I'd love to go visit them one day. That would be great.
Yeah. So when you were growing up, though, did you have access to watching the Muppet stuff or the Dark Crystal or Labyrinth?
Yeah, as a kid, this is a little bit sacrilegious in puppet stuff. I didn't really watch the Muppets. I wasn't that into them. I remember as a very, very young child watching the Muppet Show in the late 70s, but the early 80s, I guess. But yeah, I wasn't that into it. But I loved the Dark Crystal. The Dark Crystal, I loved all the darker side of even as a small child, of puppetry and animation. I used to watch Animal Farm. I don't think my parents realized what it was because it was a cartoon, and I loved the Dark Crystal. I loved Labyrinth. It wasn't not quite as much as the Dark Crystal because I just liked that the Dark Crystal was all puppets and there were no humans in that world. So Labyrinth had the girl and she was a bit whiny, and I thought that if I'd been in that situation, I'd have been really excited and and not been kind of moaning about it the whole time. But
yeah,
but yeah, it was a great movie with a lot of great creatures in it. But yeah, I've always preferred the darker side of the lighthearted entertainment. So yeah, they were definitely big influences on me when I was young.
Yeah, the Dark Crystal for me has always been kind of dark. I haven't been able to get into that movie, but I love Labyrinth. To me, that's an underrated masterpiece, and love the Muppet movies, the original ones. I don't like the newer ones, but I love the original, and I still have this tape since I was 3 years old of the first 3 Muppet movies. I love them, yeah, and so I still watch those and stuff. But
I went back a few years ago and revisited the first Muppet movie. I mean, it was wonderful. I really loved it. I just don't think it was. I guess I didn't appreciate it so much at the time back in the day, but there haven't been that many great American puppet shows that are anything like the Muppets. I mean, they kind of shaped a generation for a reason.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I also watched Fraggle Rock growing up.
I did like Fraggle Rock too. That was good. I like the dog in it.
Yeah, I love Sprocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend who worked on that back in the day. I didn't know her back then, but she played some of the doozers back in Canada on Fraggle Rock. So that was cool. Kind of all the people you get to meet, later on, and they have all the connections for those things back then.
I love the doozers. They were so cool. So, when did you get to Jim Henson's Creature Shop?
It's weird. When I was younger, I really wanted to work at the Creature Shop in London, and I got the book No Strings Attached. And just by looking at the pictures and kind of reading the paragraphs on it, I didn't used to go to London too often back then. I lived in the southeast, and it was only an hour or two on the train. To get to London, I didn't used to go there that often, but I took a trip to London on my own when I was some kind of late teenager, I guess, to find the Creature Shop, and I actually found it. And got there in the door, and like I was young and I didn't have a huge amount of a portfolio, and they didn't really let me pass the reception at the time. I just kind of said, I love it, I want to work here, and they were like, that's nice, bye. So I really wanted to do it back then. And then when I was working at Artem for my first big job after university, after the second degree, that was when they closed down the Creature Shop in London. So all those guys were coming into Artem and making it a bit difficult there, because obviously, like, they were all the jobs I was hoping to kind of get into. All these experienced, Creature Shop people were taking them. So that was kind of when I started thinking about other options, and ended up coming to America to work on stuff. So I just making stuff for a long time, and then I got all these emails through my company telling me that I should apply for this unnamed creature show on the Sci-Fi Channel. And then, obviously I did, and I was one of the 10 contestants chosen, and I was on the Jim Henson's Creature Shop Challenge, and it was cool. But, it was a reality show. It wasn't actually working for them. So that was a wonderful opportunity, kind of getting to actually, go to the Creature Shop at that point. And then after that show finished, obviously it's been out for many years now, and I didn't win that show, but I was one of the few people they contacted afterwards, because they liked my work and I guess my attitude or personality or something. And I was invited back as a contractor, freelancer, so I've been doing that. And then through that, I worked on the first few jobs. I got to work on on the Grumpy Cat movie, doing some stuff for like a Grumpy Cat, like the model, and I got to meet the real Grumpy Cat. And then I worked on, there was a walk around Toothless the Dragon for a cruise ship, and I got to work on him. And then I was one of, I think, 4 or 5 people that worked on a movie called Turkey Hollow. That was a really great one. That was, I forget, on the Lifetime channel or something. That was a great opportunity where I was kind of much more involved, and it was a much longer contract, and I was one of kind of like a smaller amount of people working on the project. And then some other bits and bobs, and then, got the call to come and work on the new Dark Crystal. Not last year now, the year before, I guess. That was the last big job, and I was there for, I think, over 5 months, working, recreating some of these characters that everyone remembers from the first movie, and a bunch of new ones that I'm not allowed to talk about. And just the most amazing time. That was kind of when it, was really living the dream, actually being in the Creature Shop. I'd been working with them for a while, and at that point, and I was working on the Dark Crystal, so, and that's coming out this year at some point on Netflix. So
nice. Maybe I'll like it more than the original. It seems to me that Brian and Heather Henson take a lot of pride in their father's legacy.
Yeah, actually, the Dark Crystal was a Lisa Henson one.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's not quite as much in the limelight as some of the others sometimes, so she does a lot more producing work, I think. But yeah, the push to do the new Dark Crystal, that was a Lisa Henson thing. And of course, Brian did the Happy Time Murders.
Oh,
and I know Henson through the Puppet Festival circuit, and she's really doing some great stuff now with live theatre and like the parade, the giant puppets, more the parade puppet style things, and
Yeah, I've been trying to get Heather on the show and stuff. She hasn't responded to my emails. She's like one of my dream guests to have on.
She's great, but she's busy.
Yeah, and I had Juliana Donald, who played Jenny in Muppets Take Manhattan, on this show twice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's really cool. I'm going to be getting together with her when I come to Los Angeles next month.
Oh, nice. What are you doing in LA?
I'm going to be going to the horror convention, Monsterpalooza, and yeah, I'm going to be out there for 5 days, and it's going to be a much-needed vacation.
Yeah. Where are you right now?
I'm in Redding, California.
Redding. right?
Yeah.
I went to the very first ever Monster Palooza when it was like all industry people. It was a lot of fun. And then I went again a few years later. And I went not last year, the year before, when I was in LA working on the Dark Crystal. So I've only been like 3 or 4 times, but it's a good convention. Good to see some old friends, and there's a lot of industry people there, but then there's a lot of the public there as well that get to see everything going on, and other people in various aspects of the film industry. But it's got huge. I've not been to it in the convention center. I've only been to it in the was it the Marriott or one of the
Marriott? Yeah, I don't like that venue. There's not enough elbow room, and people get really rude in that venue.
Yeah.
But I love the Pasadena Convention Center. It's got plenty of elbow room and lots of people. It's still industry people, but a lot of fans there because it's just grown in popularity.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, like my friend Yvonne that was on Creature Shop Challenge with me, I mean, as well as working in the industry, she makes her own art as well, and it's nice because, as an industry person, you can go and kind of promote the shows you're on, but you can also get known for your own work and just sell to collectors, and, that's always, nice because, it's fun to make your own art, and it's, not always easy to, let people know that you're out there. So a lot of my friends end up having tables there, but I have not done it yet.
We probably passed each other 2 years ago at Monster Palooza. You said you went to the one in Marriott, not the Pasadena one?
Yes.
Yeah, I was there, the Marriott one for Saturday and a little bit of Sunday, and yeah, it was pretty insane. I remember, like everybody was lined up to see the cast of John Carpenter's The Thing, and the lines were like almost out the door for them.
Oh yeah, I don't go to those. I just am not good at lining up. My problem with Comic-Con as well. I go, but occasionally, but I don't like standing in the long lines, so I just walk the floors.
Well, the secret is get there early, and even if you're not the first in line, be at least the first 50 to 100, and then go straight to the person's line. That's the key to doing it.
Yeah, then I got to stand there all day.
No, you can actually be the first or second person in a certain celebrity's line that you want to meet, even if you're like, the 50th or 100th person in line at the door,
Right.
I've gotten to be lucky to do that a couple times. But so is most of your creations animals, or do you ever make humans?
I do make humans, but I just really, really love animals. And so, if I get offered a job that involves animals or monsters or creatures or human stuff, I typically I always go for the creatures or the animals. And, my specialty is kind of making these stylized or realistic animals. And I've kind of got lots of techniques using kind of fake furs and stuff that, I've developed over the years. So that's my speciality. But I can't say too much, but I'm talking to some people right now about a job, and it's all making humans, so I can't disparage it. It's all good, and it all it's fun to work on, and it's part of the job. But like in my own work, it's always animal stuff, just because that's where my passion is.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever made anything anatomically correct?
No, I've got this idea for some art dolls I want to make, these little satyrs. So, they might be. But
Oh, because I'd love to see that. I love anything that pushes the boundaries of political correctness.
I just got a bit fed up because I've joined one of these like art doll mailing lists, and I bought some of the clay, and I've been a bit busy, so I haven't had the time to sit down and sculpt it. But it was, to make a form. Or a satyr, and they're typically male in, the depictions, but this particular company just really like making the naked women dolls all the time, and I thought, well, somebody should make some naked boy dolls as well. If it's okay to have the naked girl ones, we should have some naked boy ones. So, and again, trying to do something that's human, but it's a bit bit animally, so it makes me more interested in trying it. So, I can give them little goat horns and little hooves, so fuzzy legs.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably going to be my foray into anatomically correct. I might make some naughty art dolls if I get the time. And it'll just be a little fun personal project, but we'll see how it goes.
Or you could give them a belly button.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or as they call it in England, a tummy button.
Yeah. And this is like a weird tangent as well. I get really upset if people draw dragons with belly buttons or lizards. Hatch out of eggs. It's like, they didn't have an umbilical cord. Don't draw belly buttons on them.
I haven't really seen those.
When I was a kid, my parents told me these pictures of dragons, and they were cute, they were lovely, but they had belly buttons, and my whole childhood I was just like, I hate belly buttons on dragons. Because that's a bit weird, I guess, but just as an artist and somebody that kind of, knows a little bit about biology and how reptiles hatch out of eggs, and dragons are made up, so I guess they don't have to hatch out of eggs, so I'm sure it's a very valid belly button, but I hate it.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of the body, and I don't mind it on a drawing, personally.
Yeah.
Did you see the Happy Time Murders?
I have not yet, no. I'm very bad about going to the cinema to watch things. So I should have been out there supporting it, because they were working on that in the corner of the creature shop while we were working on the Dark Crystal. So I saw some of the puppets being created on it, and I was kind of interested in what was going on. But yeah, in my defense, I haven't seen anything since then at the cinema.
Yeah, I rarely go to see new movies too. And when I first heard about this movie, I had all these different emotions. I was like, oh my god, Jim Henson would be rolling in his grave first. And then I thought to myself, wait a second, is this a collaboration with Seth MacFarlane? Like, I would never think there would be a Muppet movie for adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought...
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I was just... That was what I was thinking, like, oh my god, this is going to be so great.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably, I do my usual and wait till it comes out on Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Prime or something.
Yeah.
And I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll probably do that too. One of the reasons why I don't like a lot of the Muppet movies that have been coming out since Jim Henson died is because I think he sold the franchise to Disney before he died, and I like the early Muppet movies because they were not made by Disney, and so they didn't become overly sentimental like they became once Disney took over the franchise. I think that it was truly Jim Henson's vision with the early Muppet movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he used a lot of his own personal experiences for metaphor for the Muppet movies, particularly the first one. Going to Hollywood and stuff.
Yeah. Actually, some of my favorite Henson stuff, Jim Henson stuff, was his early stuff, like back in the day. And again, I only discovered it later because I was probably alive back in the day. But he had this one called the LaChoy Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it was a can of LaChoy something. I don't know. I think it was like canned Chinese food or something. And this dragon just kind of jumps out of nowhere and just destroys everything in its path. Just something about like the silliness of it. Like it's hilarious. Worth looking up. It's just a very short commercial. But I think it's the LaChoy Dragon, and it's this guy in a dragon suit just going around like trashing everything in his. I just love the stupid slapstick stuff like that when it works.
Yeah, I love slapstick too. Yeah, I just love like puppets and how it's amazing what things can be done with puppets. Mm-hmm. It's just amazing. But so with this career path that you're on, I mean, are you hoping to get massive success and maybe Academy Awards with the work you do?
hard in this industry right now. There's, more and more people through different schools and online tutorials and stuff are getting trained up. And there's really not that many jobs, CGI, took away from practical effects. It didn't kill it, but, it took away from it. A lot of the puppet shops in New York shut down recently, and a lot of those guys have come to LA to get work there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's somebody like me where I have my own company as well, and I kind of want to try and exist doing this stuff, but not in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like living in LA. It's so expensive, and there's some great people there, and there's lots of opportunities there, but it can get a little bit hard and soul destroying as well. You put so much effort into work, and you're getting paid okay, but not for the price of buying a house, renting a house. Like it's kind of crazy there. So I'm trying to do it by living in my redwood forest and making my art and kind of making commissions, and then at the same time going down to LA. But it means I'm not the first person they talk to in LA because first of all, they know that I'd like to work for at least a month if I'm going to be moving down there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I have to find a place to live and, drive all the way down and do all the stuff. And it's, I definitely do it and I enjoy doing it, but I just don't want to live in LA because I see how hard it is for my friends working there. So I don't know if I'm going to be, how many big jobs I'm going to be doing that, might involve Academy Awards and all that because, it's just, it's a tough industry right now to work in.
Yeah, in everything. I do stand-up comedy, I act, I'm aspiring to be a horror host myself. I'm actually going to be filming a pilot for my own horror show in May. Me and my friends were getting together and we're filming it. And, I'm going to be going out to LA later this year for a couple of months to, try to see if I can get anything done out there. And then, come back here and hope that anything I did out there for 3 months leads to something, Yeah. Gotta stay with a friend somewhere out there and try to get stuff done. But, yeah.
It's good if you got a friend out there. When I was out there working for Dark Crystal, I was renting half of a house with a lady that I met through through working there. It was more than my mortgage out here to rent half a house.
Yeah, the industry has changed so much since I graduated high school in 2001 that I'm like, oh my God, I waited too long to try to pursue it, But then again, if I didn't have the car accident that I had, then I wouldn't be pursuing it. So it was destiny.
Okay. Yeah, it's good to hear about your accident, but if it pushed you into newer and better things, then everything happens for a reason. Maybe not.
Yeah, it definitely pushed me in that direction, and I'm so lucky to have the opportunity to do what I do. And I'm on 417 episodes of this podcast.
Oh wow!
Yes, and I've only been doing it 2 years.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm. I started this podcast when I came up here to Reading to help my mom pay the rent, and there's no show business out here, so I said, okay, I'm going to start a podcast to keep myself from being bored.
Yeah, great. It's, when I moved to Wales for university, and I'm in this university town of, I think, 2 restaurants, a post office, a load of pubs, but that was it. And I hadn't learned to drive yet because I was a bit lazy about it because I had friends that drove me everywhere, and the buses from the local town where all the fun stuff was, the last bus back was at 6 p.m. or something, so kind of stuck in this little town a lot with not much to do. And it was when, I was really pushing my art because, sometimes it takes that kind of situation to just make you have to get creative to, stop going mad.
Yeah. So do you have any upcoming projects that you can talk about?
I'm just thinking, I don't know if I can. I also do toy design work, so I've been doing a bunch of stuff for Hasbro Toys recently.
Oh.
And that's been good. I finished that one quite recently.
I didn't know they were still around.
Yeah, they're still around. I know toy companies have been suffering a bit since Toys R Us closed down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Hasbro's still there. So yeah, I can't talk about those. But what else have I been doing? There's some private collectors doing a little project, and I'm making some masks for them. So they're these very stylized, foam fabricated, cartoony dog masks. So I'll hopefully be able to post pictures of those once I've delivered them. Because I mean, I'm still keeping them quiet for the client, but I didn't have to sign an NDA or anything for those. So that's one that I can just promote once they're done. Working on them, and I'm doing some other things, but yeah, I can't talk about them right now. So.
Well, at least you're busy doing what you love, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously, things have been a bit weird recently with all the floods and all the weirdness going on. So yeah, been doing a lot of volunteer work at my favorite local pub. We've got I go and eat there a lot. They have great live bands. They do craft beers. They're a great place. I'm friends with the owners, and they were totally up to the ceiling in water. The whole place was really kind of trashed. So I've been helping out there a bit. Probably going to be back there this weekend helping out as well. And
that's great. I used to work in the bar business. I used to be a bouncer, and yeah, it's something I fell into because I started out going there for comedy night, and then after comedy night was canceled, they offered me a job, so I did it for 2 years, and had my good times and my bad times there, and all the drinking I did eventually led to the accident, but I've been sober 4 years now.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place doesn't have a bouncer. It's kind of a little local bar, and if anything gets out of hand, most of the locals will just step in and help out whoever's on staff that night. It's a nice little place.
Nice. Well, Lex, I thank you so much for coming on today, and I'm really happy that you're doing what you love, and I wish you nothing but the utmost success in everything you do.
Okay, thank you, and the same to you. Hope everything goes well, and it's a future podcast.
Yes, my pleasure. You have yourself a great rest of your day.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Alexis Rudd. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Alexis. I'm glad that we could have this talk about your fascinating career, and I will watch whatever projects you have coming out and stuff. I love Muppets. I love puppets. So I will continue to watch. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes!